This is what a coordinated media attack looks like. For weeks, the centrist establishment and their allies in the press have tried to assassinate the character of Green leader Zach Polanski, hoping you'll believe he's unelectable. They've mocked his appearance, they've called his policies unrealistic, and they've filled the airwaves with smears. But they've made a fatal miscalculation. They thought you were stupid. And their desperate lies haven't just failed, they've set off one of the biggest political backfires in recent memory. We're going to expose how their attacks are directly fueling a massive surge in Green Party support and proving once and for all that the old establishment is finished. It all started in September 2025. Zach Polanski, a self-described eco-populist, won the Green Party leadership in a landslide with a staggering 85% of the vote. This wasn't just a victory, it was a political earthquake. He didn't just win, he completely routed the more cautious, establishment-friendly candidates, signalling a decisive leftward shift for the party. He promised bold action, and his first message was aimed squarely at the Labour Party. "We're not here to be disappointed with Labour," he said, "we're here to replace them." The reaction from the political and media establishment was as predictable as it was panicked. You could almost hear the champagne glasses shattering in centrist newsrooms. They immediately went on the offensive. Suddenly, newspaper columns and TV segments were filled with dire warnings about the Polanski phenomenon. He was branded as inexperienced, and his economic policies were dismissed as unrealistic, with promises of excessive taxation and spending. The attacks got intensely personal. They weren't just critiquing his policies or his politics. They were trying to demolish his character. Commentators mocked everything from his past career as a hypnotherapist to his lisp and his chest hair. It was a classic smear campaign designed to paint him as a fringe, unelectable figure, a protest leader, not a prime minister. They wanted you to see him as a joke, someone not to be taken seriously. The message was clear: stick with the sensible, grown-up parties. Stick with the status quo. This new guy? He's dangerous. He's radical. He's not one of us. They hoped these schoolyard taunts and patronising dismissals would be enough to halt the momentum, but they fundamentally misunderstood the moment we're in. They failed to realise that people are sick and tired of being told what to think by a media class that has so consistently let them down. So let's break down these lies one by one. Let's look at the narrative they tried to sell you, and then let's look at the reality. First, they told you he was a fringe figure, a lightweight. This is perhaps the most ridiculous claim of all. In September 2025, just as these attacks were ramping up, Time magazine named Zach Polanski to its prestigious 100 Next list, a compilation of the world's most influential rising stars. The magazine highlighted his bold messaging strategy and his work to reshape the debate on everything from the cost of living crisis to migrant rights. This isn't the profile of a fringe character, it's the profile of a global political figure on the rise. While the British media establishment was busy with personal insults, the rest of the world was recognising a leader. Then comes the oldest lie in the centrist playbook: the Greens are unelectable. They wheel this one out every single time the Greens show a flicker of success. The problem for them is it's just not true anymore. The Green Party currently has 4 members of Parliament. They hold over 860 council seats across England and Wales. They are a serious and growing force in local government, delivering real change in communities up and down the country. And the national picture is even more terrifying for them. While most surveys throughout October 2025 put the Greens at a very healthy 11 or 12%, some polls have shown the party hitting a record-breaking 16%. In one YouGov poll, this put them just 1 point behind the ruling Labour Party and the Conservatives, who were tied at 17%. Let me say that again. The Green Party, the party we are constantly told is a wasted vote, is now polling within touching distance of the two main parties. The idea that they are an unelectable fringe isn't just a lie, it's a fantasy the establishment tells itself to feel safe at night. Finally, they claim the policies are unrealistic, but what does that even mean? Is a wealth tax to tackle grotesque inequality unrealistic? Is taking the climate crisis seriously unrealistic? Following on from the centrist attacks in the press, arch-centrists Rory Stewart and Alistair Campbell even got the boot in, saying that everyone's taxes should rise in the upcoming budget in November, instead of the wealth taxes the Greens are proposing. This shows that they've learnt nothing. Their failure is giving rise to populism. Populism of the wrong sort, I might add. As the centre collapses, they have allowed fascists like Reform UK to get a foothold. The voters now demand proper change, as Keir Starmer has clearly failed to deliver it. But unfortunately, vast swathes of voters are turning instead to Nigel Farage, and this will be catastrophic. This is why the Greens' eco-populism needs to be communicated urgently to turn the tide in their direction. The centrists have proven that they are finished and don't have the answers for the problems of our times. What they call unrealistic is simply a refusal to accept the failed economic consensus of the last 40 years. It's a smear designed to shut down debate, not to engage in it. And this is where the story gets really interesting, because while the establishment media was busy pumping out these smears, something extraordinary was happening. Their attacks weren't working. In fact, they were having the exact opposite effect. Every hostile interview, every sneering column, every sneering podcaster, every personal insult acted as a recruitment poster for the Green Party. People saw through the lies. They saw a political class and a media establishment terrified of a politician who was offering a genuine alternative, and they decided to join him. The membership numbers are simply staggering. When Polanski was elected leader in early September 2025, the party had about 68,500 members. By late October, reports have showed that the numbers surged to over 150,000. That's an explosion in growth, gaining more members in a few short weeks than both the Liberal Democrats and the Tories. To put this in perspective, the Green Party now has more members than both of them, and it's now one of the largest political parties in the United Kingdom by membership. This isn't just a Green surge, it's a political realignment happening in real time. This growth is a direct consequence of the media's failure. They tried to assassinate a leader's character and ended up building a movement. Local party associations have had to book bigger rooms for their meetings because so many new people are turning up wanting to get involved. This is a grassroots phenomenon, powered by people who are rejecting the tired, failed politics of the past. And for the sake of transparency, I should tell you I'm one of them. I'm a teacher by trade, and I see how our failing public services are harming children every day. Until very recently I was an officer in the Labour Party, but I have resigned. I have now joined the Green Party because I believe in what Zach is saying. I know a lot of left-leaning journalists prefer to keep their powder dry and not officially join a party, but I believe this moment is too important to stay on the sidelines. Zach is the only leader who has got it right, and if you believe in what he's building, I urge you to join the Greens too. The mainstream media will never tell you this story. They benefit from the status quo. They are funded by the very people and corporations that a Green government would hold to account. That's why independent media is more important now than ever. If you believe in journalism that challenges power instead of defending it, and if you want to see more content like this that exposes the lies of the establishment, consider supporting this channel. Every subscription, every share helps us fight back and tell the real story. So back to it. So why are they so scared? Why the coordinated panic? It's not just about Zach Polanski, it's about what he represents. The establishment isn't afraid of the Greens losing, they're terrified of them winning. For decades, British politics has been a cosy club. Tory and Labour governments come and go, but the fundamental consensus remains the same: a devotion to privatisation, a reluctance to tax the super rich, and a managed decline of our public services. Both parties are wedded to an economic model that serves the few at the expense of the many. The Greens under this new leadership represent the most significant threat to that consensus in a generation. Polanski talks about eco-populism, which is a direct challenge to the establishment. He's clear that you cannot tackle the climate crisis without also tackling social injustice, racial injustice, and economic justice. This is the message that terrifies them. He explicitly talks about replacing Labour as the main party of the left. He has drawn a hard line, stating that he could not trust Keir Starmer in a coalition, pointing to the pledges Starmer broke to get into power. This isn't just about winning over a few disaffected Labour voters. The Green surge is attracting people from across the political spectrum, and crucially people who had given up on politics altogether. They are building a broad coalition of people who know that the system is broken and are desperate for real change. Who benefits from you believing that the lie that the Greens are a joke? The corporate lobbyists who want to keep on polluting our rivers, the billionaires who don't want to pay their fair share of tax, the politicians in the pockets of big business, the entire political and media apparatus that depends on maintaining the status quo. They aren't attacking Zach Polanski because they think he's weak. They're attacking him because they know he is strong. They see the polls, they see the membership numbers, and they are witnessing their comfortable world crumbling before their eyes. So what does this tell us? It tells us the story of a dying establishment's desperate gamble. The centrist media threw everything they had at Zach Polanski and the Green Party, and all they managed to do is prove how out of touch and irrelevant they have really become. Their lies have been exposed, their panic is plain to see, and in their desperation they have fueled the very movement they have sought to destroy. The surge in Green membership and polling is not a temporary blip. It's a symptom of profound political shift. It's a sign that the public is waking up to the fact that the two legacy parties offer no solutions to the interlocking crises of climate, cost of living and crumbling public services. This is no longer just a story about environmentalism, it's a story about hope. It's about the possibility of a new kind of politics, one that is honest, fair and ready to take on the powerful. The old world of stale centrist politics is dying. A new one is struggling to be born. The question is no longer if the Greens are winning, it's how quickly the establishment will realise that they've already lost.